All right, as usual, there have been a lot of ridiculous things happening this week, and we're gonna talk about it.
Give me your wig, give me your wig, give me your wigs. You don't know what to do with it.
Speaking of talking, if you like to hear me run my mouth endlessly and unsolicited, you can go to patreon.com/AdrianExpression. My podcast episodes go up there every single Tuesday. Now over there on Patreon and also on my latest podcast episode, I did give you all a sneak peek as to what is coming on my birthday, April 19th. That is Wednesday of next week. Prepare your wigs, glue them down. I don't care if you have to nail them down. Prepare them. All right. All right, I'm gonna just start talking. Apparently this former SNL cast member named Victoria Jackson was at the Franklin City Hall in Tennessee, and apparently they were holding a vote on whether or not the LGBT Pride Parade should be permitted this year. And this is what this woman, Victoria Jackson, had to say.
God hates sodomy. He hates homosexuality. He said it's an abomination. And God hates pride. Like, one of the most things he hates is pride. Proverbs 11:12. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. The Lord detests all the proud of heart. Be sure of this, they will not go unpunished.
You know, never mind the fact that, like, so many people think that we care. Like, okay, you worship your Sky Daddy, you worship your little Santa Claus, your Tooth Fairy, that's cool. Whatever you got to do it. But then to think that we are supposed to give a fuck about whatever that old ass book is saying, like, that's the first thing. Because I hate when people try to argue, like, oh my goodness, but God says love everybody. Well, why don't you listen to what God says? I don't care about what your God says. that's the bottom line. I don't give a fuck. So I'm not even arguing within that arena, because your arena is your own arena. That's it. It's your court, not mine, not the whole entire country's. That's it. Second of all, does this woman really think that fantasy book was talking about gay pride when they were mentioning the word pride? Like, she was really talking about, oh my God, Bigfoot really hates pride. And it's just like, do you think there was a rainbow flag waving around in them old ass scriptures? Get the fuck out of my face. So while conservatives are over here freaking out about, oh my goodness, gay marriage, gays, trans people, oh my gosh, predators, while acting like the entire LGBT community are predators, as we get to see more and more of them, more and more of these conservatives just feel less and less afraid to say what the fuck they feel, say what the fuck they believe, we're starting to see that the reason why they're trying to generalize the entire LGBT community as predators is because that shit is purely projection. This Missouri state senator, apparently named Mike Moon, defended child marriage.
I've heard you talk about parents' rights to raise their kids how they want. In fact, I just double checked. You voted no on making it illegal for kids to be married to adults at the age of 12 if their parents consented to it. You said actually that should be the law because it's the parents' right and the kids' right to decide what's best for them, okay?
Do you know any kids who have been
With
married
marriage.
at age 12?
That was the law. You voted not to change it.
Do you know any kids who have been married at age 12?
I don't need to.
I do. And guess what? They're still married.
Gentlemen.
I just cannot believe that a state senator, well, I actually can, is the United States of America. I can't believe the laws are on the books in the first place. So of course, that's the first problem. But this senator felt comfortable enough to say, hey, guess what? Like, you don't know any 12-year-olds that got married. I do, which is fucking weird. And then he gonna say, well, they're still married? And I'm just like, but that's not this, but that's not. You really thought you ate that. And y'all are creepy as hell. Y'all are creepy as hell. Just the simple fact that they get more and more bold saying these kinds of shit. Just the simple fact that I'm never gonna stop talking about how, I mean, everything from the Catholic motherfucking church to the Southern Baptist fucking convention to the Dalai Lama. Over here abusing the hell out of kids, sexually abusing the hell out of kids, right? All type of investigations and shit. But when it comes time for LGBT people or trans people to say, hey, guess what? Can we exist without y'all acting like dumbasses? All of a sudden, people want to pretend like they care about the youth. Y'all don't. Y'all don't, especially if there is a Jesus or an amen or hallelujah at the end of it. Especially y'all don't. All right, so let's talk about something funny. So apparently this Pride event that was happening, or just gonna be happening in DC, called Pride in the District, they apparently booked Lil Baby to perform. And I was like, this, I was so confused. First of all, I was like, Lil Baby really don't give me that he would perform at nobody's Pride. Like, he don't give me that. I don't know. To be fair, I barely know anything about him, but girl, 2 + 2 is 4. Okay, that was the first thing. The second thing is like, okay, so I'm looking around at my community and I'm like, bitch, would y'all get, my gay ass community, right? I'm looking around like, would y'all really get excited to go see Lil Baby? And will Lil Baby be excited to see y'all gay asses? Hell no! So I don't get how this even happened in the first place, but Pride in the District apparently released a statement saying that, guess what? Apparently we have been scammed. We thought that we were being approached by Lil Baby's booking agent, but Lil Baby's actual agency and actual like management reached out to us and said, bitch, we did not, we are not booked for this Pride event. And they were just like, you need to stop calling Lil Baby homophobic. And I'm just like, okay, girl, whatever. The main issue is the fact that y'all really thought these gays was gonna come out to see Lil Baby. And maybe some of these fake masculine ass gays would. Maybe they would, but I mean, overall, I'm just looking around. I'm just like, bitch, if y'all don't put a woman or one of the girls on there, you know what I mean? What are we doing with Lil Baby? Like, what am I gonna do with Lil Baby? And also, equally important question, what is he gonna do with us? I was like, bitch, I know y'all did not book Lil Baby. I'm not coming to see Lil Baby. If y'all put Trina on there or some shit like y'all do and sit y'all ass down like, damn. So Chloe performed at her first night on tour and it was completely sold out. I mean, the microphone was on. She was over there doing live instrumentation, you know, with that shit they be, you know, producing live. She was doing that. She performed Body Do and the crowd was going up. She was doing her thing. And then she had a message for all the people who was hating.
Make sure you all are supporting the motherfucking album. Fuck what the fuck everybody gotta fucking say and they can kiss my black ass. Because I know you guys love me. And this is all I need. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your energy. Ooh, I get a fan. No, I love the fans. This is cute. Thank you, boo. Okay, guys. I love you. Thank you again. Bye, guys.
Sis said, make sure you go support the album. Man, fuck what everybody gotta say. You kiss my ass, kiss my black ass. I'm like, I know that's right. Also, I really like that she did this, honestly. Cause it's funny. I love when the girls take, you know, all the shit that's being thrown at them and just turn it around, put it on a track and sell that shit, put it on a stage and perform on that shit. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what you do with the negativity. She said, why is her ass always out? She tries too hard. She don't know who she is. She a flop. But it's so interesting though, because you'll look online when the music is released and the album is put out and all that shit. But then if you're looking at her shows, that shit is sold out. That shit is sold out. So I can't wait to see how she grows even from here. Because if she obviously has the stage presence, she has the talent, she clearly has the fans who want to see what the tea is. So I just can't wait to see how she grows, you know? Real quick, I want to talk about this man here, not only because he's fine as hell, and honestly, I really love this picture. Oh. I really love this picture. Anyway, he was in Esquire magazine, and obviously I'm bringing him up because he's cute, but also because I was really, when I was reading what the interview and all this stuff, like the spread, I thought that maybe some people would be encouraged by what he said. Okay, so in the article it said, Pascal worried that it was never going to happen for him. I died so many deaths, he says. My vision of it was that if I didn't have some major exposure by the time I was 29 years old, it was over. So I was constantly readjusting what it meant to commit my life to this profession and giving up the idea of it looking like I thought it would when I was a kid. There were so many good reasons to let that delusion go. Pedro Pascal apparently spent the late 90s auditioning for commercials and industrial films while waiting tables at a laundry list of restaurants, most of which he got fired from. he'd get close to an acting job and they'd go with the other guy, but the feedback would be good enough for his representation not to drop him. He said, I guess that and this delusional self-determination and no real skill at anything else is what kept me going. So I just found it really cool because, you know, you see one side, and I think that can be discouraging to a lot of people who feel like they're struggling or feel like they're not moving at the pace that they wish they were. But you'll see somebody reach a certain stage and be like, oh my goodness, that's so cool. And it is cool, but then like when you get to really take a good look at their journey, and you see how hard they had to hold on to their dreams and how many times they doubted themselves, or, you know, how they had to maintain that level of like quote unquote delusion and unrelenting ambition to get to where they're at. It's like, okay, you know, because a lot of times we will aim for something, and if we don't get it in the first shot or first try or first 10 tries, I guess, you know, we'll just be like, oh, it's not for me. And that may not necessarily be the case. So either way, I just thought that was really interesting. And also I learned that he used the name Pascal to honor his mother who died, because that was her maiden name. So I thought it was cool. Either way, just really cool, interesting things about Pedro, and also because I'm obsessed with Mandalorian and most of the other things that man is in. So yeah. A Texas county that was ordered by a federal judge to return banned books to its public library shelves is now considering shutting down its libraries entirely. I guess they're having a discussion today, a meeting today, to decide whether they should continue or cease operations of the current physical Llano County library system, pending further guidance from federal courts. So I guess they're mad as hell because these children's books that they were trying to ban that had like LGBT topics or race topics in it, whatever, topics about black people, the judge was just like, put them books back in the fucking library, and they're fighting back. It was just like, well, how about we just close down all the goddamn libraries? I'm just like, how much hatred do you have to have in your heart to shut down? I mean, I'm sure y'all coming for all, you know, knowledge centers in general to more easily manipulate the population. But like, how much hate do you have in your heart? You want to close down the entire library system over 12 fucking books. When y'all over here got books about women kissing frogs, y'all got movies about a woman falling in love with a fucking bee, y'all got Beauty and the fucking Beast. I mean, y'all would rather have books about fucking bestiality. Y'all are fucking weird. Then LGBT stuff, you got these bitches kissing frogs and shit. Like, get out my face. But it's just, as long as it's a male frog and a female human, it's not right? Yeah, these people are weird as hell. Anyway, that's all I think I want to talk about today. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope that you check all the links in my description box to get even more content. Check out my Patreon, all that, my other channel. Love y'all so much, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
Yeah, you could blow me, I ain't the only, you so lonely, insecure.